I mean, if you talk to most ex-Muslims, and you ask them, why did you leave Islam? They'll give you rational reasons why they left Islam, because of that verse, or hell, and so on. And I've said the same thing. But I've got a theory about this. I think that actually before you get to those rational reasons, I think most people need a little bit of a slap in the face. Something that wakes them up, something that gives them that different perspective.
What was your slap in the face?
Well, it was several. It was I had several slaps in the face. I mean, I have to say that going on Faith Freedom, which was a pretty ugly site with lots of right-wing bigots and haters on it. Yeah. But I got quite a few slaps in the face. Yeah. Which there was one discussion I was having about about the marriage of Aisha to Prophet Muhammad, and I had decided, and I've always decided, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally honest. And I thought, Islam is true, so I've got nothing to fear.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I can just be totally honest and straightforward. And I'm going to answer these questions as honestly as I can. And they said to me, well, what do you think about the marriage of Aisha to Prophet Muhammad? And I said, well, in those days...
Yeah. You know the argument.
You know the argument.
Puberty was like 1,000 times quicker.
The women matured earlier, and they married people earlier. Which is actually historically true. People did get married. They got married, much earlier. A lot of English kings would be regarded as paedophiles today, because they married women very, very early. Yeah. And then they said to me, "Well, okay, if that's the case, then would you say that it's okay to do now?" And I was a teacher in Islamia school at the time. Yeah. I was a teacher of a year 4 class, and they're 9-year-olds. Yeah. And I remember thinking about the girls in my class, 9-year-olds, and I thought, no way are they ready for marriage.
They're unbelievable.
They're little babies.
When you think about it.
They're little babies, they're children. Yeah. There's no way. And I said, well, no, it's not right in this day and age. I would be against it. Yeah. And so then he said to me, well, in that case, then Prophet Muhammad is not an example for all times and all places. And I kind of stopped for a while. I thought,
it hit you.
Yeah, it just hit me, and I just replied, "Yes, that's right."
That's a big step.
Yeah,
that's a big step.
Instead of arguing, I just replied, "Yes, that's right."
That's amazing. And that was a sort of.
That was one slap in the face, which kind of clicked, and there were others. I mean, obviously 9/11 was quite a traumatic thing, because I remember talking to people who were defending it.
Oh, really?
Yes. And they were saying, that these people had voted for the kufr system, so therefore they were guilty. And they quoted a hadith about that the Prophet had been catapulting a city in the Hijaz, which had innocents in it. And one of them said, but what about the people who are not fighters? And the Prophet replied, they are of them, or something like that.
Such dramatic.
Yeah. And so and these people were so sure that this could be defended, and
it made you realize the power.
And I was a practicing Muslim then, of course, and I thought, there's no way that this can be defended. This is indefensible. Killing thousands of people in these offices is indefensible.
You can't go around that. Yeah.
And then it occurred to me, how could somebody be so sure that he's right when quite clearly he's wrong?
And that was...
Well, the next thought was, am I like that? Do I believe things with such conviction, and I could be wrong?
Yeah.
And then I started looking again at verses like the verse in Surah An-Nisa, which allows a man to hit a wife. And I'd written apologetics for it in the past. I used to edit an Islamic magazine called The Clarion, and I've written a long apologetics, that you shouldn't do it. You should do it with miswak, and it doesn't, and it amounts to a virtual ban, because the Prophet never hit his wife, and so it was really trying to stop it.
It's amazing the lengths people go to just sort of justify something that's so silly and obviously silly.
Well, like I say, it's because you're trying to protect your whole identity. Your whole
place if I attack Islam, I'm attacking you personally. So it seems like they can't separate ideas from people, and that's the crucial.
Well, absolutely. I think that's what you've got to understand. I think when you're discussing with Muslims, you've got to realize that they feel that you're attacking them personally. They feel that you're attacking their whole life, their children, their
existence,
their
very
existence, everything. And they see you, unfortunately, they see you as evil.